When you're talking about past life regression hypnosis, inevitably you start to think about death. Because how could you have had a past life or even a number of past lives without having died before? Now, the great thing about that is that it assures you that you are eternal. It also takes a lot of the fear away about dying in this lifetime. Anyway, the fears about what's going to happen next. Will I be a nothing? Will I be gone? Is this the end? Well, my experience says no, it is not the end. So instead of videotaping this in my studio the way I usually do, I wanted to come out here to Belle Isle State Park, which is in Virginia, the mid-Atlantic coast. It's a lovely place, but it's also in the middle of winter. As you can see, these trees behind me are bare of leaves. The wonderful thing is, it's February, by the way. Every once in a while in February here on the mid-Atlantic coast, we have a day or two that is beautifully warm. And so I could come out here. We don't have snow like we did last week. The wind isn't howling like we've had other days. The wind often howls because we're by the coast. It's a beautiful day, and I've come here specifically to make this video about death and past life regression. Now, part of what you learn or experience from past lives is also the sense of rebirth. And so I want to show you, when I was here the last time, this is what it looked like. Pretty magnificent. And that gives you the sense of what's to come. Yes, this may be winter and death. This is a symbol of death, winter. The trees are stark. Normally it's cold. I'd be wearing my winter coat. I'd be wearing my gloves. I'd have my hood up. It'd be cold. But like I said, we've had a reprieve today. But what is coming next? Well, spring and then summer and then a glorious autumn, just like last year. Well, it's the same with past lives. You don't have just one, you have many past lives, and it's because, and then you're born again. Well, let me tell you about my latest past life regression. In it, I had a violent death. So let's take a walk on the wild side. I had first dreamt about this past life, and especially the violent ending of it, which had motivated me to go for a past life regression. I needed to know what caused this, what brought it on. To begin with, I just needed to know, could this have been real? Of course, I was hoping it wasn't real, but I did a bunch of research, and it seemed like most of the detail in that past life memory could have been real. And my video about my research into all of that is going to be posted, a link right here, and also in the description of this video. So I wanted to know what caused that violent death. What was it? Intentional? Was it accidental? What happened? In that past life, it had been the time of the bustle. So I was walking in a dress that had a bustle by a tall ship with many masts and square sails. And I found out from my research that that would make sense. Both of those times, the bustle and the tall ships, they occurred at the same time. Now, as I walked towards this ship, these ropes came swinging out of the top of the mast, and they had heavy weights at the bottom of the ropes, and the rope swung, whatever, in front of me and beside me. And one of these ropes with a heavy weight on it hit me in the side of the head and another in my chest. And I right away lost consciousness, keeled over, and fell to the ground, bleeding, and died. That was my violent death. Okay, so in my research, I had to find out, were there actually ropes with big lead weights on the bottom of them? Actually, it turns out there were. These ropes are called lead lines. It's because at the end of the rope or line is this big lead weight. And those lead lines are used for depth soundings at the time of the tall ships with the square sails. As you can see from this image from Wikipedia, the sailors are standing by the side of the ship and they're letting the lead line down to see how much clearance there is under the keel or the bottom of the boat. For one thing, they want to make sure that it's not so shallow and the boat could go aground. Secondly, they want to make sure that it's not too deep, that if they put the anchor over, the anchor has nothing to grab on and they'll drift. So these lead lines were really important. And you know, these kind of old sailing ships with the tall masts, ropes were really important on these ships. They had many, many ropes, many sails. The sails were furled and unfurled with ropes. There are a lot of ropes on these ships, but they had different names, like halyards that they used to put the sails up, but the lead line was used for the depth sounding. So what was it doing at the top of the mast? Someone had climbed up there, a number of people, and they were throwing them out like a swing, and I believe purposefully to hit me and kill me. Here's an image from Wikipedia of one of the lead weights at the end of one of these lead lines. This is also where I stood the last time when I was here, right at this trailhead. And it was resplendent in autumn glory right here. By the way, I am aware that I haven't answered the question yet. Was it an accident? Who did this to me? Well, I will make a video soon about that, and when it's ready, I will put it up here or somewhere. There'll be a link to it, and also a link down in the description, so you can watch that video as well. Please tap the like button if you've enjoyed this video, and also subscribe if you haven't. Doing both of those really, really makes me happy. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Toodaloo, bye-bye.